So nowadays, my routine could not possibly be any simpler than simple itself. Um, I used to spend most of my time worrying about things, trying to figure things out, and that was the bulk of my energy, and it was tremendous energy exerted. But because of the way that I've always done things, because of the person that I am, it was always just, rock simple, like a baby playing with blocks. It's the way it's always been, and there's never been even a hint of doing it any other way. It's like that's it. That's the only way. That's the only way anything can be done, in my case. Um, when it seemed that this approach was lacking and that other people were getting further ahead by all kinds of machinations, uh, it just had no appeal, and that was it. Um, I talked in the previous clip about the let's call it the crazy switch, and for a time, yeah, I mean, outlaw pretty much is the word for sure, completely and totally, yeah. And outlaws never die, and because on Judgment Day, outlaws don't die. So, uh, when I leave, please don't say goodbye, because in Judgment Day, outlaws don't die. And that was me, outlaw. But when I toned things down, tuned things down, brought things down to a more simple and quiet level, that part went away. And again, we're not talking about some fancy hippy dippy nonsense. That's not how it works. The part of the outlaw is that he doesn't get caught. And that wasn't me anymore. So I start the fire, but I miss the firefight. I'm an outlaw, not a fool. No, I was an outlaw and a fool, meaning just a regular dude. I started the fire and I partook in the firefight, just a regular dude. And so, yeah, I got locked up. I got me locked up again. At that point, it had already happened, a number of times, but it was all fairly inconsequential. This time it wasn't because, I started the fire and I was there for the firefight. That was the whole point. So the county locked me up and put a commitment on me that, they basically can tell me what to do up until this period of time. And it was by far the best, most valuable experience of my life. Being locked up in that uh, medical experimentation concentration camp. Yeah, like things cannot get any more obscene than that. Them doing what they do to people in that position. But again, the spirit is what determines matter, not vice versa. And you need to you just need to have faith. And if you don't, it doesn't work. But if you do, then it does, and that's it. So yeah, my faith is the thing that put me in the situation in the first place. Things needed to get done. They just had to get done. There was no way around it. And if before I would start the fire, then take a step back, wait for the the structure that needed to go to collapse and the dust to settle, and I'd walk back in. This time, no, it's just we're gonna do this right here and right now from beginning to end. And so, in my particular situation, it was cleaning my house because I own the house along with two other people, and they're much older than me, and therefore, if any trouble comes, I'm going to be the one who gets taken away. That's the legal system for you in the modern age, and that's what happened, right? Um, you know, uh, yeah, that's what happened, and in this, quote unquote hospital, which is just another corporation, it was just, yeah, the most obscene degradation of humanity that can be brought into existence. And at first was very clear that, if we were not in a hospital, I'd kill each and every single person that came into my face with something like that. They'd just be dead. I just murder them right then in the spot. But, people think they're safe if there's more of them than of you. So they think that there's no consequences for anything and they can do just whatever they fancy. So it's not like anybody felt actually threatened. They just, very insistently kept trying to degrade me as well as the other people there to the letter of what their written, mandates were in that corporation or business enterprise, whatever, machinery. And after I stopped being upset, I refocused on my core principles and just saw the good in everyone and everything. Because like I said, and there was no question about it from the very first moment and before that this was the most valuable thing that had ever happened to me. It gave me the ability based on circumstance to stop being angry, stop, looking at the bad things. And therefore I just saw the good in everything. And so, things turned back around, and that's it. That's the end of that story. As far as the continuing effects of whatever legal machinations the county thinks it will, profit it, again, it's nothing. I mean, if you have faith, none of those things transpire. Doesn't matter what a person wants. A person is just a person, and if they are not in line with the principles of creation, they're nothing, and they will stop existing. There'll be nothing of that individual anymore after their time has expired, after they've served whatever use that they're meant to serve for the good of other things, them themselves not being that in the least. You have to have faith. If you don't have faith, it's not how things will appear on the surface, and then eventually the picture will be clear for each individual at the end of their time, and that's it. And then you are whatever choices you made.